Thank you for joining Compass Sales Solutions training video on best practices and suggested guidelines. In this session, we cover recommended guidelines as well as the suggested setup on how to structure your system, as well as identifying the role of sales rep, sales manager, senior management, as well as the administrator. The document we'll be covering today can also be accessed on the Compass Sales Solutions website under Training Manuals in the Administrative section called Role of Administrator Best Practices. In order to efficiently use the Compass Sales Solutions Sherpa product, all users must diligently use the system. We use the philosophy, if it's not in Compass, it didn't happen. This means as a sales rep, not only using it as a full CRM, all orders must be processed through Compass using your company's provided sales paperwork. In order for a user to properly use the system, the setup of the initial system needs to be done. Much of this setup happens during the implementation of your software, but there are key areas that we do have suggestions on how to set up. In the drop-down menus, you'll enter activity types with point values, SIC or industry types, vertical marketing areas, and sales stages. This can be found in the Administrator's Control Panel in the Globals tab of Compass Sherpa. A few key areas here are the drop-down areas, including activities. Under activity categories, you'll see a list of activities the user can choose from when completing activities and scheduling follow-ups. It's important that you have enough choices here without having too many choices. And of course, if you're going to be using the points-based system, make sure you enter your points in any activities that you'd like to track. Another key area here is in account classifications. These are the checkboxes in the account page where the user can classify an account by choosing any of these options. Again, you want to have enough in here to choose from without having too many. Also, as we mentioned, the SIC codes. There are several SIC codes that you can use, including the code. However, Compass Sherpa doesn't report or look at the code specifically. However, it does look at the description. So it's important to have a good amount of descriptions in here, again, for the user to classify the accounts based on the industry type. And finally, in sales stages, you can use our default sales stages or create your own. However, keep in mind not to change forecast or closed. If a user forecasts an opportunity, it will automatically go in the forecast sales stage. And when they close an opportunity, it automatically goes in closed. Any of the other ones, you can change the naming on. We have it set up as stage 1 being the lead, stage 2 being a client appointment, stage 3 being a document analysis, stage 4 being demo, and then we go into presentations and recommendations, and finally closed, forecast, closed, and implementation. Another important area is the miscellaneous settings. Again, the default settings are our recommendation. However, you can set these up however your company chooses. As far as basic requirements and activities for sales reps, Basic requirements are listed that all sales reps must have activities entered into their Compass CRM database within 24 hours. And if you're using Sherpa Go, this is very easy because you can do it in the field. All proposals must be created within Compass. This includes not only the physical proposal, but the configuration and the pricing of the machine. Sales stages must accurately represent the current status of your pipeline, and it is recommended that users attend at least one Compass webinar per month, and new users need to attend all the sales webinars during their training period. Compass webinar topics rotate quarterly, so make sure to visit our website often to look for new topics that are added. Contact activity requirements is that it's expected that you contact all current customers on at least a quarterly basis. This is a minimum expectation to meet your activity level to achieve appropriate results. You can also identify accounts with no activity by building a filter. If we go back into Compass, in the accounts area, all users have access to the filter. And if you create a new filter, there's an option in here called zero activity. By checking this, you can put in a start and end date to find any accounts that have had zero activity within that date range. And of course, because you're running the filter, you can combine this with current clients in a specific city, for example, and it will give you the results. I have 116 by running the filter. This helps and achieve the minimum standards as a sales rep as lined out in our best practices documents. Also, if you're on the synchronization module, it is imperative that you run a sync daily. Also, any updates that are pushed out by Compass need to be ran within a timely manner of when that update is pushed out. You'll know there's an update available because there'll be a green flashing update button here. However, you can always check for updates by clicking the Check for Updates button. It's important that you run these updates because these are new features and enhancements that we release within the Compass database. It's also the sales rep's responsibility to maintain all basic account information, including addresses, contacts, account classifications, and any other changes that are made within the account. Identifying accounts that need to be merged or deleted are also the rep's responsibility. However, it's the administrator's responsibility to actually do the merge or delete. Reps will identify when an account needs to be merged or deleted using the Delete Company account classification checkbox and the Merge account classification checkbox, and using the Notes field to put in either the reason they want it deleted or the company they want it merged into. In order to decrease the possibility of adding a duplicate account, it's also important that before a rep adds an account into the database, they use Account Tools and the Dupe Search button. This allows them to search not only their own database, but any database within the system, no matter who it's assigned to see if an account already exists. If they see it in the list, they're not advised to add that account into the system because they'll be creating a duplicate. In addition to activity, all email correspondence can be logged into Compass using the Emails tab, browsing your inbox and sent items, and bringing in copies of emails into the customer's record. This will also log an activity for the rep. All related documents should be linked in the Documents tab. This includes proposals, sales order paperwork, and any miscellaneous documents that the customer may have provided. Also, maintaining your opportunities and forecasts within the system are done in the Opportunities tab and will then go into the sales stages or the pipeline for the rep. In addition to CRM data, all TCO data must also be entered into the client's record in the TCO tab. This includes printers, MFPs, outsourcing, and any other devices or costs you want to put in. This can be for owned equipment. This can be for leased equipment. This can also be for current clients or prospects. If your company is doing MPS, it is expected that a minimum of one opportunity be uncovered per week. Also, all assessment information should be entered into the TCO. And if you're using PrintFleet, FM Audit, or really any other data collection agent, that can easily be imported in. When proposing a solution, asset strategy should be used to strategize your solution when doing a combination of keeping equipment, replacing equipment, or reassigning any volumes. MPS opportunities, like any opportunity, should also be placed in the sales stages. And when they're ready to price it out, use the printer pricer for their pricing. And if you're using IDM or the Intelligent Device Mapper, make sure you provide a copy of the customer's floor plan and use this module to place the current devices versus the proposed solution. Also, we have several MPS webinars and videos available specific to this topic, so make sure any MPS reps are attending these and watching the videos. Proposals and paperwork generation must also be completed through the Financials tab. This can be done using Printer Pricer if just an MPS deal, or Financials for hardware deals. And make sure you're closing any opportunities that have been closed within the system so they can show up on the reporting. And if you're using order processing, of course, your sales order paperwork must be processed through the order processing module and move through the order processing pipeline. And if you're using Sherpa Navigator, you can filter off of many areas within the system, including your ERP data if you're using eAutomate or OMD, to find opportunities within your database. For sales managers, the recommendations are a little bit different as they revolve more around the reporting features within Compass Sherpa. On a weekly basis, activity reports, sales stages, forecast and close sales, and current campaigns should be ran. On a monthly basis, lost sales, lease expirations if you're using Lease Tracker, a points report, and activities not completed using the zero activity filter should be ran. And on a quarterly basis, the activity ratio report. Any reports can be accessed from the home page using the Reports menu. And when doing one-on-one reviews, it's helpful to use the sales stage area. This will show any opportunities within the user's pipeline. You can see the potential revenue and gross profit, and you can also see when the opportunity or the account was last updated. For managers, this can be filtered down by rep or by using the asterisks to see all users. Training recommendations are that managers send a quarterly Compass training webinar schedule to all Compass users. Require that reps attend a minimum of 1 Compass training webinar per month. Require new Compass users to attend full product webinars. Attend the sales management training webinar. And enforce all sales rep requirements as listed above. All training materials can be found on our website at compasscontact.net in the Customer Center. Using your Customer Center password, you'll have access to register for training webinars, which are updated quarterly with new topics. Pre-recorded training videos such as this one, as well as training manuals by using the link to our provided FTP site. It's also encouraged that all users go to sign up now, enter their name and their email address, and they'll receive the quarterly training webinar schedules, as well as any other enhancements that we've released within the system. Senior management and owner recommendations are also built around reporting. This includes weekly forecast and closed reports, as well as monthly forecast, closed, lost sales, lease expirations, and if you're using the point system, points reports. And of course, the key to success with Compass is a great administrator. In order for users to effectively and profitably use the system, the accuracy of the data is imperative. Your role as an administrator is to ensure Compass is up to date with accurate information that will allow the reps to utilize the CRM and be able to prepare accurate and professional proposals. Below is a list of common duties that an administrator would be responsible for doing on a monthly, quarterly, and as-needed basis. In the CRM area, review accounts that have been marked for deletion as well as merged. The easiest way to do this is through a filter looking for deleted accounts. If you create a new filter, you can easily run a delete company filter. This will give you a list of any companies that a user has checked as delete. You can then go in, double-click, see the account, look for the notes, and use the delete button to delete it. Once you've deleted the account, arrow to the next one, and do the same thing. When merging accounts, that can be done under the administration area in the control panel. You'll see a merge tab where you can search for accounts and load lists based off of same name and address, name and phone number, name, address, and phone number, and ERP number. You can also do none and choose your accounts and click and drag from the left to the right and merge the accounts manually. It is also an administrator's duty to add new users, delete users, reassign accounts and territories, and do any imports for data such as D&B, Hoover's, InfoUSA, or any other spreadsheets that you want imported into the database. Also, for any closed deals, it's important that the current client checkbox is checked, the forecast was closed, and most importantly, that the ERP customer number, if it's a new customer, is entered into the customer's record. When an opportunity is closed, when you go into the Edit button, the ERP number can be entered into the ERP number field. While you're in here, make sure that current client was also checked. While the sales rep can use this and check it themselves, it's important that you double check that it happened, because any reports or filters that you run where you choose current client is only looking at this checkbox to determine if it's a current client or not. Also, entering in the ERP number will ensure the interface with your ERP system. With proposing new equipment, it's also an administrative function to add new products and accessories, update pricing and lease rates, as well as updating service rates, connect and install fees. And you can also refresh your proposals at any time, just to change the look. You'll want to run the TCO update at least quarterly. This is also done in the Administrative Control Panel under TCO printers. In the pre-populated printer list that we provide in the TCO, we are continually updating this list along with the costs. You don't get these updates in a regular update that you would run. As an administrator, you do need to download the models here to get the update. If you're using Lease Tracker, it's also important that on a monthly basis, you're importing your new leases and running the reconciliation. And if you're using the UCC import, that should be updated on a monthly basis or as needed anytime you receive an updated spreadsheet from EDA. For MPS, it's also an administrative function to update the MPS price book. And this includes adding new equipment, consumable costs, and other costs that you have loaded into the MPS price book. Now, this has never been easier because we link with so many different suppliers. You can very easily get a spreadsheet from a supplier on a monthly basis and import the new costs and equipment. However, if you're not working with an approved supplier, you will want to manually review this list and add new equipment and consumable costs on a monthly basis. Also, anytime you import new equipment or costs, you'll want to run what's called the audit report. Under Reports, in the MPS price book reports, you have the option for an audit report. By running this report, it will scan your MPS price book and look for any missing consumables that your supplier may not be providing you. And general policies are to make sure all users are running all updates. You are your company's contact person for Compass support-related items. Notify any reps of training webinar schedule changes, and make sure you've signed up for our email blasts on our website so you can receive updates when we've released new enhancements or modules and changed websites for our training materials. And remember to visit our website often, compasscontact.net, and the customer login area will provide you with many training resources, including the webinars, videos, manuals, and other training resources. The password is updated on an annual basis, so that's another reason to sign up to get our emails so that we can send you the new passwords when they've been released. Thank you for joining our video, and if you have any questions, please contact training@compasscontact.net.